Good morning, students. Let's continue our chapter, The Enemy. Now we are going to start page number 34, the very first line. This man, he thought. Who thought? Dr. Sadao. This man, he thought, there is no reason under heaven why he should leave. Though he is busy in the operation, but still thinking that there is no reason under heaven why he should leave, because he was his enemy. Unconsciously, this thought made him ruthless. Ruthless means little bit cruel. And he proceeded swiftly, and his movement, they were little bit fast. Unknowingly, I would say, this thought, which thought? As he was thinking about that this man, there is no reason under heaven why he should leave. This thought made him ruthless, and he proceeded little bit fast. In his dream, the man moaned, but Sadao paid no heed except to mutter at him. Though when his movements, they were little bit fast, in his dream, because the man was unconscious, in his dream the man moaned, but Sadao paid no heed. Heed means attention. Dr. Sadao paid no heed except to mutter at him. He just say something little bit. Groan, he muttered. Groan if you like. Dr. Sadao says, groan if you like. Groan means to make high sound as you are feeling pain. When you feel pain, you make high sound. And Dr. Sadao says, groan if you like. I'm not doing this for my own pleasure. In fact, I don't know why I'm doing it. Because the man, he is making sound in pain, and Dr. Sadao says, groan if you like. You can cry, you can shout, make noise. I'm not doing this for my own pleasure. Whatever I'm doing, I don't know why I'm doing this. I'm not doing this for my own pleasure. In fact, I don't know why. The door opened and there was Hannah again. Where is the anesthetic? Now she asked, where is the anesthetic? She asked in a clear voice. Sadao motioned with his chin. It is as well that you came back, he said. This fellow is beginning to steer. Steer means to move. Dr. Sadao says, thank God you came back, because now the fellow started moving. She had the bottle and some cotton in her hand. But how shall I do it? She asked. She is having the bottle, she is having the cotton, but she did not know how to do. So she is asking how. Simply, Dr. Sadao says, simply saturate the cotton. Saturate means to make wet, or to wet you can say. Saturate the cotton and hold it near his nostrils. Nostril means nose. He is saying that saturate this cotton and hold it near his nose. Sadao replied, without delaying for one moment, the intricate details of his work. Intricate means different, having a lot of different parts and small details that fit together. So you can use only simple word, different. Different details of his work. When he breathes badly, move it away a little. So Dr. Sadao, he told Hannah that hold it near his nostril, and when he started breathing badly, move it away a little. She crouched close to the sleeping face of the young American. Crouched means to sit on the ground silently. She sat on the ground close to the sleeping face of young American. It was a piteously thin face, she thought, and the lips were twisted. The man was suffering whether he knew it or not. Hannah was sitting near him. She was looking at the face of that young American, and she thought, either this fellow, he knew it or not, but he is suffering a lot. Watching him, she wondered if the stories they heard sometimes of the sufferings of the prisoners were true. Now she started thinking of the stories of the prisoner of wars. Now she realized, yes, whatever we have read or heard in the stories, it is true. They came like flickers of rumor. Flicker means to come with little movement. Told by word of mouth and always contradicted. In the newspapers, the reports were always that wherever the Japanese armies went, the people received them gladly with cries of joys at their liberation. But sometimes she remembered such men as General Takima, who at home beat his wife cruelly, though no one mentioned it now that he had fought so victorious a battle in Manchuria. If a man like that could be so cruel to a woman in his power, would he not be cruel to one like this, for instance? Now she is thinking that General Takima, who is such a bad, cruel person, who beats his wife regularly at home, who is so cruel to a woman, won't be he cruel to this fellow, this POW? She hoped anxiously that this young man had not been tortured. She hoped anxiously that this young man had not been tortured. It was at this moment that she observed deep red scars on his neck. Scars means marks. Just under the ear. Those scars, she murmured, lifting her eyes to Sadao. Now she noticed and pointed, and she just said to Dr. Sadao, those scars. But he did not answer. At this moment, he felt the tip of his instrument strike against something hard. Because this time, he felt that the tip of his instrument struck against something hard. Dangerously. He says, dangerously. Why? Near the kidney. Because it was near the kidney. All thought left him. He felt only the purest pleasure. Because now his instrument struck against the bullet, which was something hard. That was the bullet. Means he got that bullet, now he will take it out. But as it was near the kidney, he is to be very much careful. He probed with his fingers. Probed means searched. He probed with his fingers delicately, familiar with every atom of this human body, because he is a surgeon. And he is totally familiar with each and every organ of human body. His old American professor of anatomy had seen to that knowledge. His old American professor of anatomy had seen to that knowledge. Ignorance of human body is the surgeon's cardinal sin, sirs. Cardinal means great sin. That being a surgeon, if you ignore the human body, it's a great sin. He had thundered at his classes year after year. So Dr. Sadao remembered each and every word of his professor and is following the same. To operate without as complete knowledge of the body as if you had made it anything less than that is murder. There is a saying, my students, a little knowledge is a dangerous thing. So being a doctor, if you are not quite familiar with each and every organ of human body, you should not operate anyone. And if you are going to operate, it means it is not less than that is murder. It is not quite at the kidney, my friend, Sadao murmured. See, he is calling POW my friend. It was his habit. When Dr. Sadao was totally lost in the operation, he started calling his patient my friend. It is not quite at the kidney, my friend, Sadao murmured. It was his habit to murmur to the patient when he forgot himself in an operation, as I told you. My friend. He always called his patient, and so now he did, forgetting that this was his enemy because he was totally lost in the operation. Then quickly, with the cleanest and most precise means clean, short, of incision means a sharp cut. The bullet was out. Then he made a sharp cut and he take out the bullet. The man quivered. Quivered means shivered, trembled, but he was still unconscious. Nevertheless, he muttered a few English words. Guts, he muttered, choking. They got my guts. Guts means organs around the belly, or you can say around the stomach. Choking with heavy voice, he said, they got my guts. Sadao, Hana cried sharply. Hush, Sadao said, be quiet. The man sank again into silence, so profound that Sadao took up his wrist, hating the touch of it. But still he is holding his wrist to check the pulse. Yes, there was still a pulse, so faint, so feeble. Feeble means weak, but enough. If he wanted the man to live, to give hope. But still, he is optimistic. He says that it is enough and definitely he will survive. But certainly I don't want this man to live, he thought. But this thought again is going in his mind because he was his enemy. No more anesthetic, he told Hana. Now don't give him more anesthetic. If he will come into senses, let him. He turned as swiftly as though he had never paused, and from his medicine he chose a small vial, and from it filled a hypodermic and thrust it into the patient's left arm. He gave him some medicine through injection. Then putting down the needle, he took the man's wrist again. The pulse under his fingers fluttered. Fluttered means flapped. Fluttered means flapped once or twice and then grew stronger. It means then by and by his pulse grew stronger. It means now the man was out of danger. Okay. So dear student, you will again write down the value points till here and you will make 5 short questions. Okay. Note down the vocab in your fair notebook, write down the value points and write down the short questions in your fair notebook. Thank you.